Welcome back to CoreCon today for March 31st, 2023. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, helping us support our families. We would really appreciate your support. It goes a long ways to helping us. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, let's get into it because a lot has happened this week. So I'm going to have to go a little rapid fire. Make sure to check out the stories down below for more details. Start off with YouTube TV is adding more CW affiliates today. Well, yesterday from now. But YouTube TV struck a deal with Nexstar, which is the new owner of the CW, well, at least new majority owner of the CW, to keep CW channels already there on YouTube TV and add a total of 59 new stations, 29 new CW affiliates, and 29 My Network affiliates, plus some independent channels owned by Nexstar. Now, a few things here. It seems like for now, only the CW channels are going live. Most of them seem to be live. Not all. A few markets I've heard are not live yet, but most have gone live. If you are in a Nexstar market with a Nexstar-owned CW channel, you should expect to see that live now on your YouTube TV, which is a really cool feature to have it there. I know it's available over there in most markets. Some people don't live in a market where the Nintendo works, but check it out. The other 29 My TV affiliates and the independents, no date yet on when those are going to go out. When they do go out, if you see them, let us know so we can let everybody know about them. Thank you to everybody who sent us a tip in yesterday. We really appreciate your support. Helps us out a lot. All right, Roku. Roku had a lot of news yesterday. Starting off, today we'll cover they're launching a home security system. Now, Roku partnered with Waze recently to bring some smart home devices, smart lights, smart security cameras, and more. Well, now they're going to be working with Waze to launch their own home security system. It looks like it's just going to be a rebranding of some of the Waze equipment with the Roku logo on it, and it's going to have the tagline of protected by Roku home monitoring, where you can pay for a monthly fee. Looks like another one of those budget-friendly home security systems. It's a DIY kit. You buy a kit of sensors and all that. You go around your home, you attach the sensors to your doors, to your windows, put the central hub in, and then you pay a monthly fee if you want them paid monitoring for it. Honestly, home security is a growing industry right now as more and more people look to get it. Statista, I don't know, however I say that website, reports that it's expected to be a $34.6 billion industry this year. And that's grown by about 12% since 2022. So obviously you see why Roku is interested in getting it. It's kind of funny though, Roku slightly following the cable TV model. Comcast and others are very famous for diversifying into home phones and diversifying into home security in other areas as TV slowed down. Roku's facing some of the same problems that many people are. Inflation's hitting them very, very hard. Their monthly expenses have gone way up. Revenues actually dropped slightly, mostly because of ad revenue. A lot of companies have cut back on ad spending, and that's negatively affected Roku. Plus, you have the problem that there's a lot more places to spend ads on. You know, Roku isn't the only name in town anymore. Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO, the list goes on and on, have all launched ad-supported platforms. That means the number of ads there are being spread more thinly across, more places to advertise. Fewer inventory means lower ad rates. Even Core Cars News has seen our ad rates drop a little bit. Just kind of where the industry is right now with the economic realities of everything happening. And it seems like Roku's looking to diversify with that. So we'll keep a close eye on it. All right, next story up of the day. The story behind Dish and Sling TV's security breach. So Dish and Sling TV suffered a ransomware attack back in February, and it took them about a month to get fully back up and running. I still hear some people say they're having some problems. You should be up, but wait times for customer service is very long, as everybody who couldn't call in for weeks is now trying to call in to deal with different things over at Dish and Sling and Boost Mobile and more. But thanks to a Dish employee who posted a full kind of detailed breakout on Reddit about what happened, including screenshots of the ransom letter from the hackers, or at least the notification that popped up on the computers, we got kind of an idea what happened. According to this employee, who didn't say they worked for Dish, but did confirm that their company that was affected by this owned Blockbuster, and well, Blockbuster is owned by Dish, So in short, this is what happened. At about 9 p.m. on the day of the attack, somebody opened something that day, probably a PDF that they did not know, and it infected the computer. That then migrated through the Dish network and affected over 10,000 Dish computers. Pretty hefty order. And then with the ransomware, they encrypted the computers and demanded money. This unfortunately went through the VPN and even hit remote working employees through their VPNs. And there was one bright spot though. A couple bright spots actually. Macs were not affected, so if you had a Mac on their network, this particular malware wasn't targeting those, so they were unaffected. There is malware that attacks Macs. Don't think you're immune from viruses out there. But by 7:30 the next morning, basically Dish was offline. Dish decided, according to this report, not to pay the ransom. Instead, they had secure copies of backups of their servers and more. They used those to restore their servers. They had to go through and re-image 10,000 computers, over 10,000 computers, to get back online. When you think about the sheer massive scale of that, even with remote virtual logins and more, it's pretty impressive. Dish was able to identify the attack. Their security software unfortunately failed to prevent the spread of it throughout the network like it should. According to this employee, Dish has fired the company they worked with for security and more at Dish. And that's resulted in Dish coming in with a whole new system, a lot of new procedures. A couple things saved Dish. For one, admin rights didn't give them were a different set of admin rights to log into the computers and servers to wipe them and reinstall logins and softwares and images. And that allowed Dish to still have the ability to access their servers, not need to replace the equipment, just to get in there and wipe it because they had separate passwords that were not compromised. Effective, air-gapped, however they did it, backupping. So they had whatever system they had, it was sufficient enough that when this happened and this malware went through their system for ransomware and encrypted all the stuff, including their servers, fortunately for Dish, they had a backup that was unaffected by this that they were able to restore to. So kind of impressive. Now Dish, of course, according to this, has put in a lot of new safeguards, got a new security partner, and is working very hard to ensure this will never happen again. It is a reminder though, don't open attachments. Even if you think you're expecting this, be very careful with attachments. It does not take much for this to happen. Linus Tech Tips fell victim to this. One of his employees fell open attachment. Instead of ransomware them, they actually were able to take over his YouTube channels because of an attachment that infected one of their computers, which gave them access to all the YouTube channels that they had. So if you want to read the full story with all the details and a whole lot more, check out my show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to it down there. Very interesting read, but I'm actually kind of impressed with Dish's IT team. Props to you guys that even though if the automated systems fail to stop this, it's very hard. You have so many employees, somebody at some point is going to trigger one of these system, viruses because they're being careless opening files. But what they were able to do is have successfully backed up their systems in such a way that it wasn't vulnerable to this attack, allowing them to restore it, which some companies may not have done and could really have sunk Dish if they weren't able to do that. Now you're not talking about just re-imaging and going to a backup. You're talking about rewriting everything. Dish could have been down a whole lot longer. All right, let's keep moving along. I'm going to kind of rapid fire some stories out there. Amazon Freevee, which is Amazon's free ad support service, is bringing the Speed Vision channel. If you remember that from the 90s, it was a cable network all about cars and sports and racing. It's back as a free channel with over 500 hours of programming, now available on Amazon Freevee. We've heard for a long time that Bally Sports was in trouble. Now we're getting an idea of how bad it was. According to reports, Bally Sports North lost over half of their subscribers out there. Bally Sports North had millions of subscribers, and in the last 10 years, they've lost over half of their subscribers. May not surprise you. I would suspect that's probably a story that can be said of all Bally networks, maybe not exactly half, but somewhere around that ballpark. A few things. Cord cutting is a big part of this, but also the fact that many big names, Dish has dropped them, YouTube TV, Hulu, Sling, and more, have all dropped Bally Sports out there because they just said it's too expensive. Too few people are watching it, not worth the cost. So very interesting story there to see what's happening with Bally Sports. If you want the full breakdown, check out the show notes down below. Amazon has a cool new warning. It's a huge warning over by the price. for products that are frequently returned. Returns cost Amazon a lot of money. They got to pay to ship it to you, pay to take it back, and then refund you all the money. So Amazon's going to start putting warnings on pages with products that are frequently returned to warn you, hey, basically, make sure this is the right product. Make sure this actually does what you think it's going to do. If it is, maybe there's another problem with it. But keep a close eye out for that. Have you seen one of these warnings? Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've noticed any of these frequently returned warnings. I love this. Great for the customer. Good for Amazon too, because they don't want to be paying for returns. It costs them money. All right, Roku is laying off more staff. So sad news, we learned earlier in this video that Roku is launching home security. Well, Roku's going to lay off another 200 employees. This works out to be roughly 6% of their workforce. And Roku is going to also be cutting back on its offices, getting out of some leases, subleasing other spaces, cutting back on overall expenses. I know when I lived in Texas and Austin, they had a pretty big building. I don't know if they had the whole building, but it was a big building with a big Roku sign on it down there. Plus they have the California campus and more. Roku's cutting back on office space. We talked about it earlier, Roku's saying, hey, in the current economic climate, we need to do this sadly. One of the interesting things here, though, is Roku says they're going to start focusing more on what they consider profitable businesses. I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe home security is. Maybe their partner with Waze just makes that so easy to do. They don't really have to do a lot. They're going to do it. But it'll be interesting to see what Roku means in the years to come when they say they're going to focus on profitable businesses. What kind of changes are going to come to Roku? What kind of changes aren't? Will we see fewer models of Roku players? Now we're all into speculation. Let me comment. Let me know what you think Roku's going to do. All right, Vizio and AMC Networks expanding their partnership. They're going to be launching a ton of free channels on the Vizio free app. You'll also be able to subscribe to AMC Plus through the Vizio, and through the Watch Free Plus service, you can watch more AMC content. So if you're a Vizio Smart TV owner and you use the Vizio TV app and all that OS, check it out for more in their free Watch Free Plus app for more AMC content on Vizio TVs. All right, baseball season kicked off yesterday. Anybody's team win? Leave me a comment, let me know. But Yes Network, just in time for baseball season, has launched a subscription service for their Yes Network. I think it's a little pricey. I think they could do better in pricing on this. It will be for the next month or so, promotional pricing of $24.99 a month or $239 a year. Excuse me, that's the regular price. Until April 30th, it's $19.99 a month or $200 a year. Now, if you're a hardcore Yes fan, that's not a bad deal for you. You're probably going to be happy to pay that. I honestly think they will get a lot more casual fans if they could bring that price closer to $15. I think $15 for RSNs, I think that's going to be a sweet spot. I think eventually companies are going to end up there because they're not getting the subscriber numbers they want. And I think in the end, about $15 is where I think most RSNs will be successful at. Leave me a comment, let me know. Would you subscribe to an RSN? Are you that big of a sports fan, or do you not care? Last story up of the day, last deal of the day, I really should say. Check out the show notes. Link to an Amazon Echo 4th Gen, lowest price of 2023. Now, the cool thing about the Echo 4th Gen, the low ball Echo Dot kind of looking thing, is not only is it an Alexa-powered speaker, and you can play music and ask questions and more through it, it's also a Wi-Fi extender for the EERO Amazon Wi-Fi mesh network. It can add 1,000 additional square feet of Wi-Fi coverage to your home through this. So if you use the Amazon's Wi-Fi network, you may want to think about picking up this as an extender to fill in some dead spots around your home. Weak Wi-Fi is the #1 cause of buffering. It's the #1 cause of issues on the internet. Strong Wi-Fi gives you better signal than weak Wi-Fi, better speeds and the like. So there you go. That's it for today. Hope everybody's enjoying Major League Baseball. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. I'll see you later this week for a bonus video, but I'll see you on Monday for another Cord Cutting Today. Take care, everybody. Be safe. I hope you have a fantastic day.